y'all, welcome back. Today we are going to be creating a beautiful French bling nails that I have on my TikTok shop. We're going to be recreating those for my client, so let's get into it. As seen in my last video, these are the tips I use. My client is a size large, so I'm going to go ahead and put her tips on these stands. The best price I've seen for these stands is on Shein. They're about $2 each. In store, they run you about $4 each, and they sell them separately. I highly recommend these because you're able to take them off, put them back on. The more you have them, the more sets you can do at once. That's the luxury about it. Whenever I'm working, I am someone who likes to listen to music or have something on in the background playing. It helps me focus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my client's text messaging and I'm going to see what she said her size was. I'm going to go ahead and place all the nails on the stand, and I'm going to be using a tip primer. I place this on all the nails. This helps the gel adhere to the nails versus buffing them out. This is the white nail gel polish I got on Shein. I went ahead and transferred it into a nice little pot, and it did fill the pot up completely, so I did have to add a little bit more back into the tube that it was originally in so it doesn't spill over. I'm going to be using the tip of the brush that's like a regular polish brush, and I'm also going to be using this nice liner detail brush for my French white. So I start by creating a nice block of white for the tip of the nail. You want to make sure that this is evenly coated, but also not too thick because it will bubble up in the nail light if it's just way too thick. Now I'm going to take my smaller detail brush and I'm going to start from the cuticle area and I'm going to round that off to the top. And then I'm going to go right back down and pretty much fill in the white. So I'll start from the cuticle area and I'll round that off to the top. This has more of an oval design, so I'm going to make sure I create that oval design all around the nail. It's easier to start from the bottom of the nail and going up versus trying to go from up to down. I'll repeat this step all throughout the nails. I like to go ahead and paint my tips white first and then go in with that French line just because it saves me a lot of time. This does save me so much time. I'm so glad I started doing it this way. I used to just create my French with the small little liner brush, but this method saves me so much time. You just want to start from the bottom so that way you get that nice even shape throughout the whole entire nail. This is me doing it in slow motion again. This time I started from the top of the nail going down, and it did leave me with uneven spacing, so it's just important to start from the cuticle area and go up. Depending on how thick your white is, you may only need one coat, but for me, since I'm using two different white colors, I did have to go ahead and add a second coat because it did look very streaky. So I would just take your time on this step and make sure that you do it correctly and make sure you relieve all those streaks. As you can see, this is super streaky, so I'm going to go in with another coat. These two are my favorite dupes when I want that nice nude pink. Creation's diamond top coat is absolutely my fave because you get that nice sheer pink, but it also is very thin, so I like to go in with this gel polish I found on Shein and do a coat of that underneath. The pink is a top coat. I'll go ahead and roll it up to make sure it's nice and mixed. I do recommend getting a mixing drill bit for your gel polishes. It saves you a lot of time. I'm going to do one layer of this gel polish. Now you want to make sure that you take your time and you really do it correctly because you're just going to end up wasting product if you try to rush through this and you get it all over your white sides. Now there are going to be gems on the sides of our nails, so I'm not too much concerned about what that looks like, but you just want to make sure that you get that nice even coat throughout all the nails. We're going to do this in slow motion. As you can see, the more pressure I apply to my brush, the wider it gets. So you really want to use that to your advantage. You want to start off with little minimal pressure, and then as you go down the nail, you want to make sure that you apply more pressure to widen out your brush. I'm going to go ahead and mix these gel top coats together. They're both no cleanse, so it should be fine. And also, gel top coat is something you want to buy in bulk if you're a press-on-nail creator. Before I go in with my Creations Pink Nude, I'm going to go in with top coat all over the nail, but really focusing on the white part of the nail. The pink gel we're going to use after this is the top coat, so I just want to go ahead and add the top coat to the white before I add the pink. Creations pink top coat is super beautiful. I highly recommend using a nice full coverage gel color underneath it, so that way you don't have to waste so much product doing 2 to 3 coats of the same color, because it is very sheer. But even if you use one coat, you still get that nice pink finish. As you can see, the top one is with the Creations top coat, the bottom one we didn't add it yet. It really took that tan to a nice nude pink, which is very favorable on all skin tones, whereas that tan, not so much. Now it's time to bling out our nails. We're going to be using these blings. Some of them I got from Shein, some of them I got from my family dollar store. They're just our flat back glass crystals. We're going to be using these, and we're also going to mix it with some AB. This diamond picker upper I got from Shein. I have the nice waxy side, and then you have the other side where you're able to move your jewels around. I've blinged over 100 sets of nails, so I found a way to save nail gel glue. I like to make a dot, like so, make a nice generous dot, not too much is needed, and then I'll take my design art brush and I'll drag that gel down the nail. You really want to make sure that you're saving your product, but also understand that a little goes a long way, especially because underneath the diamond doesn't normally get cured unless you flip it over to the back side, which I'll explain later. Instead of adding glue back onto the nail, I'm going to add it to the tip of my brush, so that way I have full control over how much glue is in each area and how much glue is on the nail. I'm going to place my diamonds like so, making sure that I'm careful, and after that, I'm going to take my brush, and this is the most important part. You're going to take your brush and you're going to brush over the sides of the diamonds. You don't want to get any gel glue on top of the diamonds because that will take away the shine. You just want to do it on the sides, and make sure you get each side and you push that gel along the sides of the diamonds. This is going to help it stay in place and ensure that they do not break off. Make sure you don't push the diamonds further on the white, because if you flip it over, you're able to see it on the pink side. So when you put it under the UV light, you're gonna cure it on top, and then you're gonna flip the nail over and cure the bottom. This is gonna ensure that the diamonds are perfectly cured. Use the bottom of your stone picker upper, this nice pointy part, to really move your diamonds in place, and take your time, your absolute time, and always double check before you cure it, because some people do have OCD. With your dotting tool, you can choose to sharpen this or you can leave it flat. I like to make sure it's pretty flat and thick at the top, so that way I can pick up multiple diamonds at once. Picking up 2 at a time does save me a lot of time, especially when I have about 10 sets to do like I do now. This next step is my double-sided tape method. I like to cut my double-sided tape in half. If it's very thick, I like to cut it in half, and then I'll also cut it about 1 inch, and then I'll stretch it out, because you'll realize that you go through this tape so much. So I like to cut it in half if it's thick, and then I'll cut it about 1 inch, and then once I put it on my paper, I'm able to stretch it out. You want to make sure that you just utilize this and save it as much as possible, because this is one of those business expenses as a press-on nail owner that can get very expensive when you have a lot of orders. I'm going to go ahead and place my nails onto my packaging. You want to make sure that there's no glue on the back of the nails, like that sticky tack you use to place the nails on the nail holders. Before I file them, I'm just going to go ahead and place them down so I can see what I have done and what I need to do. Due to my packaging, it is easier to do one facing up, one facing down method, just so that way I have enough space for all the nails. I am going to work on bettering up my packaging. I just found these paint swatches from Walmart that are literally free. For this set, I do have to make 2 bling French nails, so I'm going to just take some random shapes that are 2 of the same, and I'm going to be adding them to the nails. When creating a full French bling, you want to make sure that you start around the perimeter, but also make sure that you push the nail stones up a little bit. Give yourself some wiggle room so that way if they do slide down, they don't just slide off the nail. So this is what we're looking like. This is our finished product. I hope you guys love this video so much. To file the nail, you don't want to seesaw. You just want to go straight off the top and then straight down. Just make sure that you're creating that smooth straight line, and also feel for the sides of the nails to make sure that there's no ridges or anything like that, because your client does not want to have to file the nails when you have all the tools to do so. I also like to take my file and go straight up and down like so. This just makes sure that it's super straight. So I wanted to give you guys a first-hand look at my most used nail tray. Now I do have a collection of gel polish sitting next to me that has all my gel polishes on it, but I recommend having something that has your most used products on it that you can get to very fast. I keep this underneath my desk. I have my top coat, I have my foil adhesive, I have my matte top coat, I have some magical layer to create the blooming effect. I also have my other blooming effect that I got on Shein. I have my nice pink top coat that I love so much. I showed y'all that earlier in the video. These are my rhinestone glues that I use. I also have my primers on here because I use those a lot. I also have my jet black on here, my nice jet white, super white actually, and my other pens, highlighters that I use when writing on my orders. I'm also going to show you guys how I keep track of my orders. I basically just keep all the gels that I use up here so that way I can grab them and not have to search for them everywhere. When it comes to my TikTok shop orders, this is how I like to organize it. I'll have everybody's initials right here. If I have somebody who has the same initials, then I'll put their @name, their TikTok shop name next to it, just so that way I don't get confused, and to also keep up with what days shipments are due. I highlight them in different colors so that way I don't think I have to do all of this in one day. I know, hey, this set I have to do now. This set isn't due to the 16th, but right after that I got 2 sets due on the 17th. So ideally these are sets I have to do today, because I can't just wake up on the 17th and start them because the shipping place closes at 4 or 5. That means I'm gonna have to do them ahead of time. So yes, this is how I keep up with them. I'll have the name of the set I'm doing right here as well, and then I'll also have their sizing. If they send me a picture of their hand, I'll put a P right there so I know I have to go ahead and size them. But normally if they send me their size before the people whose nails are done, they end up getting their shipment earlier. So that's why it's just important to send in your nail size as soon as you order your nails, or figure out how to do that, because it makes it a lot easier. People end up getting their shipments earlier than other people because other people didn't send in their nail size. This is our finished product. I hope you guys enjoyed this video a lot. I'm also going to show you how I finish off the nails. I go in with my nail drying spray. This has a nice clean scent, and it's also just going to add a nice shine to my nails as well. I hope y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what videos y'all want to see next. I'm going to be uploading a lot more often for you guys because I definitely want to grow this page, and I want y'all to love the content that you're receiving and also get a lot of tips and tricks. So I'll end up spraying the nails. It gives it a nice clean shine, and it also gives it a nice coconut scent. I don't use this spray often, but it did give it a nice clean coconut scent, so my clients will definitely love that. I highly recommend doing that to your sets as well. If you do have it, you can find it at Walmart or Sally's for like $2 or $3. These nails are nice and thick because we did use gel. I absolutely love this set so much. I sell it very often, like I said before. Make sure y'all comment and let me know what set y'all would like to see next, and also give me a good like so that way we can continue to produce more videos for y'all. Make sure you also check out my shorts. I have a lot of shorts with just good nail tips and different designs you can use for your nails. I hope to see y'all in my next video. I hope y'all all have a blessed, wonderful day. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.